So you hate quests outside of long, rewarding ones, a la class armor, abilities, and epics. Rephrase that statement. Keep it positive. Exactly, Drew. We've got positive music. So rephrase your statement, kind sir. Maisie Q, were you actually? You were okay. I was online when you resubbed. I'm looking at the notifications over here. It's a few days ago. So I love quests with investment on both time and effort. Okay. Love quests with investment on both time and effort. And I feel like there's going to be additional. Okay. And I'm going to put on here with meaningful long-term rewards that provide armor / abilities / weapons that will be used for a large part of my classes career. Cool. That is so much better, Tikan. Thank you so much. Any quest that allows me to maintain agency. Any quest that allows and when you get a chance, Christopher, kick out what you mean by agency in this case. I mean, it would be nice to just have your version of that. Who reads quest text? I'm not writing that down. Find a way to make that positive. I prefer shorter quest text. Be nice to have different length quests. Don't have long quests with crap rewards. Nice to have some different length quests, but not long quests with crap rewards. But see, crap reward, it's often it wasn't meant to be crap reward, it's just you didn't like it. You're like, it's just poorly balanced. But yeah, risk, time, reward balance. Let's see. You're going up there. Good puzzles. Not too vague or overly complex, but still fun. Oh, you guys are off the screen. Good job. Now you're going. Still fun. Good lore / story. Epics in EQ did this very well, especially the Beast Lord epic I heard. Probably the best one. Fewer but deeper quests instead of more but shallower quests. Formatting's fine. If this chat was worth a shit, it would have made it into bullet points for us. Quests that increase quality of life. Quests that increase quality, either of life. Grants in that particular area, or grant a power increase versus the monsters in that area. Oh, weapons. Cool deal. I like it. Good job, Nils. Meaningful rewards, either utility items, so meaningful rewards, either utility items that are useful, independent of level, snare, neck, okay, boots, or if it's a weapon or armor is good enough to not be replaced quickly. Good stuff. Quests that are that don't take themselves too seriously. So cereal. Love quests that require you to discover the lore of the world. Quests that require you to discover the lore of the world. E.g. by talking to gnomes, reading gnomes' tomes, or notes. Quests that involve crafting along the way. Using quest crafting equipment. Nice. Very nice. Regarding with regards to reading the text, I think EQ2 did this, but the voiceover gives the gist of the quest and text has the details. Ooh, I see. Yeah, they would usually like do like a little intro line or whatever and then give the meat in text. Good way to save some cash. Trade skill quests in order to move up in the tiers of your trade, you need to complete a quest. Maybe for a guild. Or to make an item to prove your ability. Right on. Would be nice for lore type quests to have options so it's not always talk to some, but go find something instead. Would be nice for lore type quests to have options so it's not always talk to someone, but go find something instead. Quests that teach you about the game, layout of the city, or game mechanics can be helpful. For new players, as long as they don't feel too much like a tutorial. I agree. All right, I'm catching up. I'm back on the actual page again. Cool. Quests that are environment items started, not NPC started. Yeah, I like that. Yep. Yeah, if we're messing around with like the interactive objects, doing the sort of the mud style objects, that might be a good way for us to trigger a bunch. Alright, I took a sip of coffee, so I'm behind again. I'm gonna put your examples on here as well. Like a mysterious statue magically humming stick, engraved ring, etc. That might be an area for us to really go pretty deep on once we've got those objects in. Quests that lead me to interesting remote corners of the zone I probably wouldn't have found without the quest. Nice one, Coyote. Found without the quest. Music's so good right now. Trumpy Iron Tone, Bloodstone Hammer quest. Whatever elements are in that made a good quest. Maybe it was the puzzle out how to move him out of the bar. Interesting. So focus on that example. Cool. Check out. Check out Trumpy Iron Toe Bloodstone Hammer quest. Cool. Would be cool to have a quest group finder to link you with people on a similar path. Interesting. We'll put in quest group finder. We'll explore what that means in more detail. We talk about systems and implications on how we're approaching things, so I'll leave it like that. Iconic rewards with unique aesthetic, even if they're low level, like Scarab Armor Quests. That's an excellent point. With unique aesthetic, yeah, even if they're lower level. That green. Scarab armor. Oh, series quests. E.g. Monk Sashes. And all those Ixar quests. Yep, series progressive quests for sure. Allows you to have gear that stays with you and keeps you evolving. Yep. Quests that make you camp something with friends, which have other good drops on them. Quests that have you camp something with friends that have other good drops for them. Yup. Faction quest where you pick a side. Pick a team. Pick a side. Quests with, I know I skipped a T-Con, sorry. With lots of travel, like the staff of the wheel. But I actually like traveling as part of it as well. Or the enchanter one with coins. As long as it's not abused, right? It's not just a go fetch. But when you feel like you're really sort of progressing through the world as a world. Like I said, I even enjoyed running around on my little bard and trying to find all my songs. 2 parts. I believe Christopher Daniels was speaking about the Classic Fantasy theme as agency. Second part, I really appreciate quest lines that will upgrade items, abilities further than you did previously. So upgrade items and abilities further than they were previously. Questing to become a member or ally of an NPC guild or faction. I'll add this right below here. Pick a side. Become a member or ally of a NPC guilds with a G, or faction that will allow players to choose which faction like to align with. Got it. Hey Tyron. Quests with dynamic turn-in or dialogue conditions, like the varying keyword password, so you actually have to seek out the info instead of just checking the wiki. Interesting. Quest with dynamic turn-in or dialogue conditions, like a varying keyword / password, so that you actually have to seek out that info instead of being a big fat cheater. A quest for deity selection could be cool. Ooh, that's actually, yes. Quests for deity selection and realignment is what we've been talking about. So you can pick and change over time. Think of them kind of like a faction as well. Keyword, not world. Quests with multiple completion strategies. Quests with multiple completion. Slow typer tonight. E.g. Stein of Mogok. For that, even require recruiting others to venture into cities of an enemy faction to complete to obtain something on your behalf. Like it. Quests that don't let you brute force the answer. Nick is on an anti-cheater rampage tonight. Brute force the answer. Cooldown penalties. Cooldown / penalties for incorrect answers. If the quest makes you run around the world, a deep lore tie-in would be cool. Sometimes it just feels like they're making you run around and you're not learning anything. So that's a very fair point. Quests that make you run around the world should have a deep lore tie-in and not just be wasting your time. Belfaster said, good could implement that like the old school DRM on games. Look at the manual page X, line Y, word Z, and that's the password. I was talking to, I think I was talking maybe to Ollie about it. I was like, I would love, so we're only going to charge you a sub, so we need to sell you a bunch of other random shit. Now we can't make a quest require you to buy other random shit. That wouldn't be cool. But like those old wheels, the code wheels that you had in the Dungeons & Dragons gold box games and stuff, the old SSI games, all sorts of little trinkets like that. All right, I need to catch up. Have some quests start after killing a certain mob. So many times after killing a boss. Triggered by killing a specific mob X times or a boss. Got it. Quests that work on a series of levels. Original EQ class armor was an example of this. Yeah, so quests that span many levels. Big time sink for big reward. Valuable repeatable tasks. Like CB belts, which become a good bridge between low and high levels. The economy. Runestone had a good one. Shield of Arav with the two gangs. Was it going for action picking quest? So we'll put in another reference mark. RS. Shield of Arav. Quests where you had some points where at some point you have to pull an ogre's finger, and if he farts, you get a slow dot cast on you that lasts 15 minutes. No. You made me read that. You can make that part of the quest series line. They're kind of same idea. Yep, fair. Attunement quests that require you to visit many various zones and consume content so you don't just bypass it. So. And consume content. Cool. Quest with a secret completion limit. First 500 players. Ooh. Quests with a secret completion limit. First 500 players. And then it poofs. Poofs. Is replaced. This is something that isn't used much, but I think the cultural armor, aka deity, was one of the coolest things I've seen in game, like the crafting component. Oh, okay, so cultural armor from EQ with crafting component would be cool if this was quests as well. Sharing quests for profit. Someone can sell the epic quest completion to you. Interesting. It's like we somehow enable multi-questing. I'll write it down. Sharing quests for profit. Mail delivery quests between cities to provide a reason for players to travel. Would it maybe we have a parcel system, but your parcels just sit in it's sitting there in Night Harbor waiting for someone to do some mail delivery quests over to city whose name I will not share with you. Not yet at least. Rewards you I'm trying to remix instead of just writing it straight out, and it didn't save me any time. Let me just say it. When you start, awards you with a bag or some sort of expanded inventory. And if you're the person that's always delivering the parcels and shit, maybe you get a special title. Maybe they see you running around, they're like, that's Mailman Nick. God bless Mailman Nick. If Mailman Nick wasn't running around busting his ass delivering this mail all over the place, our parcels would just still be sitting in Night Harbor all the damn time. No multi-questing, please. Well, there is something interesting with, we could play around with. I think there's something there to be discussed, but I see what you're saying. And Hashpipe is here and he says, I love multi-questing. Quests that spawn boss or raid. Wait, I missed one. I got to babbling and missed it. I missed a bunch actually. What's wrong with me? Yeah, Tikan, I don't necessarily disagree. Metagaming should be a bannable offense. What in the world? I know this was shut down on past stream. Uh-oh. But since there aren't no's today, quests that originate from another player. Okay. No, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Quests that originate from another player. I think that's a good one. That's a good one to have discussed. Who shot it down last time? Was it me? And as important as the quests themselves is the quest log. Well, that's something to be discussed. Alright, so let's say another reference. Morrowind quest log. Quests that spawn boss or raid encounters. You just put raid in there, didn't you? You can schedule on your own time. Nick's sneaky. He's trying to sneak raids back into the game. Can I see GM given quests, not quests given by other players in general though? Doesn't seem to be a way to do that viably. Hashpipe, today is a yes day, not a no day. Note that the quest log is written in first person. Postman Nick in his expanded bag is a mailbag. Sexiest mailman ever. Hashpipe, I wasn't picking on you. Multi-questing sucks if you're someone who likes to earn the item or do the quest by yourself. Those mob areas become permacamp by people looking to make some coin. It sucks. You guys, you're harping on the negative. We didn't say we were gonna do it. We said let's write it down, and then we'll look at the implications and whether or not there's a way to learn something from the concept. Today is a yes day. Players making quests would be fine, but they can't give a reward. Or we have to have a ability to control what rewards they can give. Quests that originate from a guide, storyteller, GM event. Nils, that was one area. That was one thing that I just had in my giant smooth brain. How do you drink lukewarm coffee? How do you know it's coffee? Because of the cup? How do you know this isn't my whiskey cup? When did I say that? I gotta be drunk. I don't even remember it. No, it's coffee. I drink my coffee cold so often. Jasmine gets so bummed. What is my favorite whiskey? It can't be coffee and whiskey. I just had... Here, alright, so pause on quest for a second. Let me think of this whiskey. It is... My favorite whiskey that I've had recently is a Japanese brand. Let me re-find you guys. That one. Nicca. Let me get back on topic now. It was just my thought. PC given quest feels like really good RP server stuff. Just don't know how you do it on a regular server is what you meant. Fair point. Zodiac quests that can only be completed by characters created within a certain month. Alright, let's put that down. I like it, it's interesting. Art thou a Scorpio? Nay? Then be gone! Bunny, do we have a Zodiac yet? We may need to work on a Zodiac. I think player quest similar to EQ traders. You can put your character in quest mode, dialogue. I would want it to be more active, so I think it goes back to that previous suggestion on this front. All the whiskey talk. Nika, coffee malt is great. Yamazaki is great too. The Nika that I had, and we're back on it, sorry. Folks out there are like, stay on topic, dude. Let me see if I can find it easily without like going through their website and stuff. Oh, there's a bottle. I like that one. It was this one. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the bottle looks familiar. Let's see. Let me scroll back up. Epic quest for the purpose of in-game crafting. Or trading goals like opening a shop or becoming a salesman instead of player power. I love it. I love it, Nick. Putting the bartender note on there as well. I think that would be a fun one for the thing I was jabbering about the other day. We need more quests that involve us going deep into dungeons. Take you deep into dungeons. Especially if it's somehow helping other players complete a task they're on. I dig it. I can't mess with scotch, guys. I can't do it. I get weird when I drink scotch. I don't know why. Get weird. Maybe it's because it's delicious. I didn't think about that. Maybe the reason why I always have so much problem with scotch is not that I don't like it. It's that it's wonderful, and then I drink all of it, and then I turn into a dummy. We could turn spirals and orbits into that because it's kind of where it came from. We could add something into the spirals and orbits conversation. Ooh, and maybe have like a different flavor of Zodiac. What if a player could get other players like hirelings, kind of like an alternative to grouping with friends? Group with your friends for money. Okay, so hirelings, player mercenary. That's borderline on whether or not it's within topic, but we'll keep it here for now, and then we'll make sure we stay on topic. More like in-game utility for non-combat roles. T-Con is like horizontal. It's like bionicles. Horizontal progression. Second dose of microchip. That's the first time I've heard it referenced that way. That's wonderful. Non-repeatable quests that award powerful consumable items that you then never want to use. Nils, you're on fire today. Can you sell those items? Non-repeatable quests that award powerful consumable items. And we track them via NFTs. That you never want to use and end up having them in your bags for months. Waiting for the right time to use them. Is that my first te of the night? Gotta go. All right, Ashall, thank you for participating. Yeah, wait, was you that suggested that as well? Not the last time, but I think the time prior to that when I tried to do the follow-up and it was too much reading them all out. I think it was. That is definitely in mind. I'm gonna pick a couple more controversial items out to discuss as well. We'll do that. So definitely try Nika's coffee malt, not grain. I wonder how I'm going to remember that. I'll have to make a note. Speaking of alcohol, professions that have a time category, the longer you distill whiskey or ferment grapes or wine, the better stats. Oh, that's really interesting. So crafting that uses time, the longer it ferments or distills, the better quality it is. It's very cool. How did Zodiac into the world lore? Yeah, it won't be following on our calendar. We've got some ideas there already, so that's, I think, where we'd plug it in. Bunny was just mentioning a little bit of that. Are you guys planning on doing anything with alternate advancement type system or talent system? There could be endless possibilities for unlocking these via quests. So link quests to AA or talent progression. Got it. Unique quest that could trigger permanent illusion till completion. Trigger permanent illusion until completion. Or force you to say funny sentences until completed. Quests for iconic. Really? Quests for iconic armor sets. Because players love cool looking armor sets. I know, right? And they're really useful from a gameplay point of view. If they're tradable, raiders and game players would make alts repeat the quests. Fair point. Good point. I thought you meant no one can do the quest again. Dungeon quests that give you temporary items for that specific dungeon. What about quest items not taking up main inventory spaces? Rephrase that. Are you a fan of them not using inventory spaces? Account-based one-time quests actually seem interesting. Actually seem interesting. Could really limit rare items or be more rare. It would, yeah. The only thing is, you'd be bummed if you're well, I guess you would just start over, delete it and start over on a different tune if you really wanted it to. Something I've done countless times in D&D is escorting a crafter to the depths of the mountain. Get fire hot enough to craft some epic item. Alright, so escort the crafter style dungeon quest. I wrote it that way because it's shorter, but we all know what I'm talking about there. We've talked about that a little bit before. I want a 1-year Sal potion to make me run at Superman speeds. Imagine your pulling capabilities with 1 year Sal potion. Okay, that's item. That's not quest. I think it'd be cool to have an epic level quest where someone had to sit and forge their item in the depths of some difficult dungeon. The rest of the group. So we'll have escort or defend the crafter style dungeon quests. I've just added that in there. And I'll put that example. Final combine dragon heart. The International. I don't think I've seen that name before. Are you a lurker? Good quests usually have a prerogative or predicament of an original but independent party. Combine that with adventure and you have yourself a good quest. The question remains, what makes a great / perfect quest? My comment is strictly speaking from experience. I have not completed many quests. So... I'll do this. Copy. Boom. See, Nick, you can teach an old dog a new trick. Inventory management should be an important part of the game. That's what adds so much value to bags as items. Weight reduction, yeah. Today is not a no day. So I throw that out there. We philosophically are very much in the camp of inventory management, weight management, taking your ass back and forth to town. Do you have a favorite quest that you have done, International? I will say if you play ESO and see how they limit inventory behind a paywall versus amount of item overload, it's not a good experience. But is that because it's not inherent to the overall experience and you feel like you're getting ripped off because it's behind a paywall, or? Because I think to do it right, you just have to have those limitations built into all of the systems and tuning of the game. I don't think you can just kind of off on it, the design. Reminds you of the forge and down there. Yeah, more. So more. I think it's up there already, but let's get it just in case. Redundancy is not bad sometimes. More skill. More trade skill. Well, I'm blanking on the term. Anyways, I'll just put forges in dungeons that are. What's that? Want lore-based quests that give lore-based items where we can learn. Okay. Lore-based items to learn more about the universe. Quests that temporarily increase power-friendly NPCs in the area. Like it. Maybe an outpost is evacuated by NPCs during the night unless guards are reinforced. Interesting. I have some ideas bouncing around my head already because of that. Shouldn't make something scarcer or difficult and then let people bypass it with cash. Absolutely, I agree with that. The only cash that that helps you with our game is your subscription. They have so many types of items, currencies that warrants a huge amount of slots, dedicated bags. Not really on topic, just applying to the comic quest item only bag. Epic quests that allow you to betray your own faction, order, or even class choice. Your own faction, order, or even class choice. I was heading there next, Nick. I was like, nah, we haven't hit that yet. Great. Quests that lead to transformations, like werewolves, vampires, undead, lich. About mutually exclusive lore items as rewards. A reward from one quest path precludes getting the other reward on a different path. Interesting. I'll write it down, but I'll have to think through it. But I'm definitely writing it down. Mutually exclusive lore items as rewards. Pick a path. Partner. Epic type quest where you evolve sentient weapons or armor. Nils, you are definitely on fire today. Then again, you were probably on fire previous days as well. I'd have to go back and check the VODs. Epic type quests. Come to find out, Nils is supposed to be working as a quest lead on World of Warcraft at the moment. Sitting there just hanging out in our chat. Not getting any work done. Say hi to the newser for me. Epic type quest where you evolve sentient weapons or armor, accomplishing goals set by the item itself. I didn't even see that part when I first read it. I love it. To unlock its potential, and works with that thing we've discussed before. Hint, hint. I'll leave that in there for us. That's an internal note. Epic quests that have substantive or substantial rewards at intervals along the way. Epic had a shield, sal boots, and epic spear. That's a great point. Epic quests that have substantial rewards at intervals along the way. The Shaman Epic had a shield, sal boots, and the epic spear itself. Cool. I'm caught up. It means I can take a sip of this coffee. How you guys feeling about this? Feel like we've covered it? Is that it? 3 pages of notes? 13.8% colder than it was previously. I don't know if it can get any colder. That it is a pretty damn good list. I'm going to sit here for a minute, let you think about it. If we feel like we've exhausted this one, more Luke than previously, it is pretty damn Luke. It is so Luke. It is living on an island by itself in a couple of movies that I haven't bothered to watch. Yeah, if we feel like we've tapped quests, then maybe we have to move on to a different topic. We have several. Let's see how many epics we found. Epic. There are 7 epic references. What's up, Joppa? We have 7 epic references. Fewer than you probably thought, huh? Because 3 of those are just right here in this one sentence. We had a quest in a D&D campaign where that sentient weapon idea happened, where the paladin slew the demon that had killed the sword's previous owner, transforming it into a holy avenger. Java's in here stealing our eyes. Nice! That's good then. Ideas are for everyone. And it's going to be, turnaround's going to be fair play because, you know, we're going to steal all his ideas as well. That's how the MMO industry works. Epic quests for armor sets with set bonuses would be cool. Getting it? Epic. It helps if I'm not in this box. Epic quests for armor sets with set bonuses. Let's see. EQ with set bonuses. Your mind doesn't understand. Blown, too exciting. One sec. Oh man. Window behind the window. Droop said Joppa equals someone who works on Pantheon. Yeah, you could say that. Hold on. There you go. This fella. EQ had such good class fantasy. That's what I feel is missing much from current RPGs. Let the balance be the last thing. Let the balance be the last thing? Those words are music to my ears. Who needs balance? You heard it here, folks. Nick said the game's going to be completely unbalanced, so you're going to have a ton of fun. Rule of cool. I'm not bullshitting. I really am kind of a firm believer in make it cool. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be super well balanced. I mean, it can't just be broken all to shit, but if it's not cool first. What about flavor quests that are just for fun? Nothing too serious, no big reward, but no big investment either? Like a quest to get 5 bottles of special whiskey from a particular dwarf that just loves pansies. Pansies for pandas? I don't know if that's a really bad... Is that some sort of a reference? I'm not on the internet... Not on the internet enough. You guys can easily trick me into saying something horrible and filthy. So flavor quests that are just for fun. I'll put it in here. Flavor quests that are just for fun. Nothing to source. Jasmine, I got an answer for you. Germans just call trains trains in EverQuest. And honestly, it's probably going to be that way with a lot of like game-specific terms. Camps are probably camps. Loot is loot, not das Loot. Nothing too serious. No big reward. Not a big investment either. Got it. The Crafted Warrior tier of quest armor was cool because it wasn't all no drop, so maybe not having every single quest. Not having all quest rewards be no drop. Put in there. Muffins for Pandos was a quest in EQ. Is that you just gave muffins? Is that the Rivervale one? For a while you could swarm kite as a rogue in Project Freeport. Then I honestly don't remember it. I mean, it's like, it sounds familiar, but you know how that is? That type of train, I was thinking powerlifting. No. Blackborough. What if there was a weight room in Blackborough? Just like a little prison lift area. Bonus! Thank you for the follow. You go in there, there's just like there's a knoll in a white like a white tank top. Just lifting, and that's like the brute. Or no, there was a brawny knoll, right? Quest with specified spawn and or win conditions like time of day, season, or when the NPC will be killed. Okay, so quests with specified spawn or win conditions like time of day, season, or when the NPC can be killed. Got it. It got me thinking about some stuff. I might have typed in the wrong wording here, but it's got me thinking about some things. No one is... Okay, Tumpy Tonics reference. I had to do that for something else. Oh, I had to do that for my cleric quest. I had to go get those. Would be cool to go through quests and get flags so you can enter every zone in the expansion. So, zone entry flagging quest? Joppa. How about a quest that puts an invisible or not bounty on your head, then you become the target of the bounty hunter attacks while adventuring until you slay enough of them to scare the bounty away, or complete another quest to quench the bounty. Like it. So, puts an invisible or not flag, or sorry, bounty on your head. You then become the target of bounty hunter attacks while adventuring until you slay enough of them to scare the bounty away, or complete another quest to quench the bounty. Nice, I can see how that could be generalized to a number of different themes. You leveled so many tunes with the tonics. Swole Knoll is the name. Swole Knoll? What am I opening right now? Apparently nothing. Alright, we'll come back to that. I'm not really. All that lukewarm coffee is doing is making me gassy. Though I can't blame the coffee. I say that literally every night. Black bruh. 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 Can she use this bounty system? Big fun? Alright. I have to use that as a reference. Quest where you grow in power. As you grow in power, it's acknowledged by the guildmaster of your class asking you to train lower level adventurers, or them asking your advice once you've really proven yourself. It's immersion ruining that you're a dragon slayer that's completed every quest and you still have the same reactions from important NPCs. Okay, so quests. Let me figure out a way to phrase this that's not as many words, so I don't have to copy paste. Swanee, I know you were joking about pop, but I was writing it. Well, I was thinking about pop, but I wasn't sure if you're joking or not, so I wrote it down because I am writing everything down. Let's see. I'm still back up at Nils's, but I started reading below. I got caught up. Jasmine and I were both reading the screen at the same time. Quests where, as you grow in power, it's acknowledged. It's funny, if I think about typing, I can't type worth a shit. By the... or them asking your advice once you've really proven yourself. You got to go back to the guildmaster to tell them what to do. You get an important notice delivered to you by Nick the mailman while you're out in a dungeon somewhere. Nick comes trotting in. He's got his big mail bag. He hands it to you. It's a message from the guildmaster. Well, what do they need? Well, they're stumped. They actually don't know what the fuck to do. They need you to come back. Why? You're the dude. You're that powerful. Alright, so your quest is now to come help them unfrig themselves over whatever dilemma they have. Quests that can only be issued or completed during a specific season, world event, or moon cycle, etc. Quests are only available on a certain day of the week. Only available on a certain day of the week or hours of the day due to the NPC specific schedule, like being off work in a tavern at specific times. We really need to get this scheduler hooked up. Let's talk to Ollie. The more I see some of these schedule specific ones, I think of just even before we put in some of the more specific like questy text, questy stuff or whatever. It's like just, yeah, you know where I'm going with it. I'm gonna stop now. Try to I don't think, honestly, our lawyer Rick did a nice one about the whole the patent that they did on the Nemesis system, and he because he does all the various video game legal videos and stuff, and he makes it sound like it's actually a bit harder for them to pursue that than it sounds. What are you guys going to do about our assets aspect? By far the biggest undertaking so far when working on your own game. Approaching it from a standard plate, leather, chain cloth, and making it default with some color variations. We can put this off to a later. Let's put it off to a later stream. But yeah, we have some stuff to discuss there. Speaking of which, it's funny you asked that today. That was a topic earlier in today with regards to talking with outsourcers and things like that. Let's see, quests heavily tied to factions. You could hide quests behind mobs that everyone starts off KOS to. But if you wanted to farm faction for them, they'd provide you some unique quests. Yeah, this is one of those things. So when we mention monster cities, especially when we talk about monster cities and factions, this is definitely on our mind. He kind of showed some spoilers of the existing model. And some variations for ogres gnomes that look pretty good. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I took some more screenshots and stuff today and sent them over to a lady that I've worked with her company in the past on outsourcing. We'll kind of see what happens there. But T-Con, have you seen the characters at all? I know what you mean though in terms of will there be a set look for non-dyed plate versus each armor looking different? Yeah, there's definitely something to be said for having tentable armor, and that will be part of the discussion. One of the things that we didn't do early in EQ was like actually have it sort of grayscaled enough so that it took the tint easily, but we'll be working through that. We don't have all the answers yet, but we definitely have some thoughts. That would be funny, Swanee. I can see Nick doing that, delivering a quest to you, gating out, and having you be killed. Thus, the quest begins. All right, I'm all over the place, scrolling down. Scrolling down some more. You see where I'm at on here, right? That's the benefit of me doing it this way. People lost their mind over Rubicide, so I think color difference to stretch the assets is the way to go. Absolutely. No, I'm a big agreeer of that. Is that a word? Agreeer? I'm a big agreeer of that strategery. Small things like that are awesome. NPC replying good morning, good evening based on time of day. Could apply to quest dialogue and everything. Distinct NPC responses based on schedule. Yep. Quests that only unlock after raising your relationship level with particular NPC. Unlock only after raising your relationship level with said NPC. Yay, Stardew. Quest lines that serve as a trial to join a specific order, guild, or subfaction. I think I did miss it if you said it earlier. To join a specific order, guild, or sub-faction. When scheduler is in, you can finally make the werewolf. The werewolf merchant that only spawns during the full moon and sells rare items. Oh, you had an opportunity to put a W instead of R there. That would have been the werewolf merchant that only spawns during the full moon and sells rare items. W-A-R-E. Or we could even abbreviate that and says only sells wares. Sells rare wares. Rare wares. Rare wares. Monster City's amazing. Totally underused idea in the MMO space. We love them. We love Runny Eye. Imagine Split Paw. Imagine... I mean, you look at like Droga, Nurga, you got Split Paw, you got these places that didn't get, I mean, it wasn't like there's a shitload going on there later on. They could have been hopping little metropoli. I'm saying, is there 24 unique armor sets or 4,000? Because the latter seems not like a good idea. Unless we get a hell of a discount out of the Ukraine. We'll see what's... My good friend Karina responds back to us with. If we can get 4,000 for the price of 24, then we may have to go with it. Having 3, unless they're done in crayon. Having 2-3 color variations because it's baked into the model. That easily creates huge variation with ease. Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to look at how we're actually going to wind up from the technical aspect, handle like unique colors within the overall scheme of the design, etc. We'll bring in technical artist Ali for that topic. Would kind of prefer to have more variation though. I don't know, but we'll see. Yeah, we kind of want a bit of both. We want more variation than we had in EQ, while having that sort of turn into the matrix of variation plus color variation, right? So pattern variation versus color variation, so that we've got a nice matrix of options. But then we also want to have some that are just that feel very unique, and we'll kind of see how that goes. Ali, did I summon you? When I said, is that the magic term to get you to appear? Technical artist Ali? What's going on? Oh man. Don't chew on nails, little man. Jasmine's trying to get the dog tired. He's got energy. I think the puppy is wearing Jasmine out faster than she's wearing him out. Why are you chewing on my bag, buddy? Sorry, stream. Let's see. Rare werewolf, a rare purveyor. Oh my god, I can't say that. A rare purveyor of wares, the rare werewolf. Damn, tongue twisters. Every single item drop has a quest reward somewhere. Ooh, I see what you're saying. Buddy, I have had that backpack for so many years, and now you're trying to eat it. Puppy break. That puppy smell. The puppy smell. It smells so good. He was chewing on the pulley on my backpack, and I was like, all right, let me grab you. Based on the look on Jasmine's face right now, if anybody wants to make an offer for a really cute puppy, we may be able to give you a deal. Let me scroll back up. That's all just electrical cables, buddy. Sorry about that. You can't be down there. Over here. Any quest that ends in beetle wrangling is a good one. Fair enough. Been very busy lately, so you haven't been able to hop on stream. No worries, Dark Inside. I know it comes in waves. Let's see. EQ had one color you could change. They could easily bake 2 to 3 colors into each model, and you could change each color on the set. Imagine plate armor with red cloth versus blue cloth, black leather versus brown. Exactly. So that was the topic of discussion. Ollie, that's what we were talking about when I mentioned it. Cool, guys. All right, I'm caught back up. Where did we end up? Are we still? We're on page 3. This is a nice list. So the word epic appeared 8 times, and three of those were in one reference. Let's see. Rewards 10 times. Lore 7 times. So epic, lore, rewards, roughly the same. Did I hear who bought out Daybreak Games? Yes, Dark Inside. I thought I'd seen you since then, at least. That was a while back. EG7. EG7. The project is going well. We've been, there's been a lot sort of just going on behind the scenes. A lot of technical work going on at the moment. Dark Inside, if it's been that long since the EG7 thing, have you been to our website? Here, let me bring it up. There's the link. I can go ahead and reference Beast Lord Epic on the document for the feel goods. Oh, trust me, I'm not going to reference Beast Lord. I've actually got to go back and reread that. I remember parts of it. I'm sure it was awesome though. What makes a good quest? When the quest is optional. Figured out the reason why I don't like playing modern MMOs versus playing EverQuest is because of arbitrary quest grind. Being coerced to collect 15 bat wings over and over to level up just isn't fun. And so that's what you mean by optional. It's not like, it's not the only way to progress. So how about, I'll put that in there. Well, if I did this again. When it's optional. But there will be no risk of that here. Escape will cancel a search as well. That's a very good point, T-Con. Thank you. Where are we at? Where are we at? How do you feel about the Warrior Epic? Some classes had 2 parts. The Warrior Epic was convertible between 2-hand and 2 1-hand. Any merits in having some classes with distinct lines for each part? Interesting. So, distinct quest lines for each item, if 2 items. 3 epic quests. Thank you, Dark Inside. That's nice to hear. I like that response. What else do we have? Do we feel pretty comfortable at this point saying quests are covered? I assumed it was going to be a little bit shorter of a topic than what makes a great dungeon, what makes a good outdoor zone. This community has killed these 3 lists so far. Absolutely. It is amazing. And then Nick comes in and organizes these, which is pretty damn stellar as well. So we've got some amazing feedback. So one of the things I was thinking as I was typing this, and I'm just sort of reading out your responses, and occasionally we're nudging along, you know, like, hey, what do you mean by this or whatever. So just for some behind the scenes or background or whatever, a lot of times, you know, at least in my experience when I was a design lead, even as a producer, this is kind of how we'd handle some of our design brainstorming meetings, except usually there'd be a whiteboard. And it sucks because usually I'm the guy that's like standing up in front of, you know, just the group trying to do the same thing. Like, you give me your ideas and I'm going to write shit down and maybe nudge things if necessary, or but my handwriting's so horrible, I'm left-handed. And it takes me so much longer to write than type. Lidney, that is a good question. I was thinking about that when I was looking at the list earlier. Maybe it was today. Maybe it was yesterday. That is a good question. Let's look at... I'll get with Nick. We'll talk about maybe how to post these. I'll be honest. I'm kind of like Luddite enough that I'd need to figure out the best way to make them both secure but interactable, if that makes sense. So I will talk to the smarter brains on the team and see what we can do on this front. But yeah, these are fantastic. I mean, this is honestly, it's so much feedback and it's so good. So here's the outdoor zone one. Here is the dungeon one. That makes sense. When you share, you can set it up to allow commenting only. We should vote for next. That's a great point. Let's do that in 1 second. Oh, yesterday's runner-up was encounters. Well, we could do both. Maybe we could go to encounters and then... Ooh, let me see. You know what? I want to do one that I think is going to be shorter. So I may just pick. That is fantastic. Thank you so much for watching the VODs. To me, it's always so like crazy that all of this even exists, right? Let alone that people use it. So it's super cool that you watch the VODs. I need to go back this weekend actually and make sure that I turn the Predo19, thank you for the follow. Make sure I go back and turn the Project N specific VODs into, I guess, like highlights in a collection. That way they don't disappear. Because I think I've got a limited amount of time that VODs that aren't highlights can stay around. And honestly, I just need to download all of them and put them on YouTube anyways, so the shit doesn't just like disappear off. Isn't just living on Twitch. You never know what's going to happen. So I may rip those this weekend as well. Let me add that to my to-dos. So let's see. public on the docs. We'll look at that, and then also PN VOD highlights and YouTube. Cool. Cool. What's up, Mick? I think everyone just appreciates being involved in the process. Communities feel so far removed from the games they want to put their time, aka their life, into. It's funny, I use that example a lot. It's such a huge time investment. It's when we talk, you know, just sort of in general about communities and games and why there's so much you know, there's so much emotion involved and things like that. It is very much a time investment. So when's the next interview? It's a great question. We need to, there may be a brief experimental stream on one of my non-stream days soon, where I'll just pop on with someone, Nick or Ali or somebody, and just have it run and see if I'm still running into the problems with streaming and doing the Zoom or whatever. Just see if it's consistent, because it's just been so off and on since I moved to this apartment, moved to Germany. I know Ali's also, he's got another setup that we can try, but it's sort of been the new thing to learn, and honestly, I haven't prioritized it. So maybe we'll do some Nick collab streams coming up and see if that actually breaks my shit. And if it doesn't, then I'll be more confident. I've got 3 or 4 people that I've been kind of talking to in the background that I'm pretty sure I can still bring in, and then I'll just get that going again. I got like a tentative maybe from Holly a while back. I need to ping her again and see if it's a yes or no. We need to get Prathan back on. I know last time we spoke, unfortunately the interview cut out on him twice the one night we had him back. That was like the last one, but I'm pretty sure he'll be back. We've got a really cool guy named Harvey. He worked on EQOA and some other stuff during that period. Try to get him on. Got a couple more that we've been pinging. And speaking of, I just mentioned, because I had a, you know, very brief email exchange with someone on the EQ team earlier today, and I had mentioned in that, as a matter of fact, I was like, oh, by the way, to this individual, because I wasn't sure if they've seen the interviews or not. I was like, hey, if you haven't seen the interviews, here's the link to the VODs, and definitely would love to have more of the team on anytime they're, you know, available or it works for you guys. So please let me know. So we'll see what the response is there. So hopefully that helps, Mick. I've had a few people ask, and I feel bad. You gotta understand, I'm inherently just an extremely lazy person. May not seem like it. I try to fake it, try to make it seem like I'm a productive member of society. But man, I get very hyper focused. Like my ASD kicks in, and I'll just be hyper focused on a certain new thing that'll come into my mind for like a couple days, and it takes me a little bit to shake it. And then generally speaking, I can get a bit tired, and I just need to like zone out for a couple days here and there. And all these things add up, and sometimes I am not popping and locking on all the shit that I'd like to get done. That's my excuse. That was the excuse part of the stream. Mushnar, I think we have that, but you know what? I'm going to write it down again. Multiple / several different ways to complete it. What stage of the stream are we going into next? After the my excuse stage? Oh, it's a good point. I think we're going to go into 15 minutes till 10. Let's see. Have the list reviews been helpful to people when we've done them in the past for folks that have come in late? Because if I review this, it will probably be 5 to 10 minutes of me just reading this stuff out. So I've got one yes. If I get a couple more yeses, then okay, now we're up to 2. All right, so I can do that real quick, and then we'll look at where we're at, and we'll see if we want to hit on the next one. So the next topic will be, I might do, what do you guys think about if, because I think it may be a shorter one, but who knows? Pets, mounts, and pack animals. That may be a short one. Or it could wind up being a huge one, who knows, but. Let's talk gnomish body pillows, please. Need another release date. Well, I just fired something back to the trademark lawyer. I don't know if body pillows was actually on there. Shit, we may have to add a category. All right, so I'm going to reread this real quick. Let me see if I stretch this out to that. Well, it doesn't change the margin. Okay. All right, so before you start Ogre SK full-size body pillow, please, we'll add that to the list. Before you start with the next topic, let's be a giant big bag, be one of those bean beds. All right, I'm gonna read these. Love quests with investment on both time and effort, with meaningful long-term rewards that provide armor, abilities, weapons that will be used for a large part of my class's career. Any quest that allows you to maintain agency. Then we had the discussion of what's spent by agency in this case, which I did not come back up and add to here. Nice to have some different length quests, but not long quests with crap rewards. Risk, time, reward balance. Good puzzles, not too vague or overly complex, but still fun. Good lore story. Epics and EQ did this very well. Fewer but deeper quests instead of more but shallower quests. Quests that increase either quality of life, grant access to merchants, in parentheses, in that particular area, or grant a power increase versus the monsters in that area. Example, Bane weapons. Meaningful rewards, either utility items that are useful independent of level. Examples, snare neck, J-boots, or if it's a weapon or armor, is good enough to not be replaced quickly. Quests that don't take themselves too seriously. Quests that require you to discover the lore of the world, e.g. by talking to NPCs, reading tomes, or notes. Quests that involve crafting along the way using quest crafting equipment. Trade skill quests. In order to move up in the tiers of your trade, you need to complete a quest, maybe for your guild or to make an item to improve your abilities. Would be nice for lore type quests that have options, so it's not always talk to someone, but go find something instead. Quests that teach you about the game, layout of the city, or game mechanics can be helpful for new players as long as they don't feel too much like a tutorial. Quests that are I almost said environmentally friendly. Man, the media, they can just get anything in your brain. Quests that are environment/item started and not just NP started, like a mysterious statue, magically humming stick, engraved ring, etc. Quests that lead me to interesting remote corners of a zone I would probably not have found without the quests. Guys, if you start typing in a bunch of good quest stuff, I'm gonna have to come back, so just realize it'll be a minute. Check out a Trumpy Iron Toe Bluntstone Hammer quest. It is considered a well-designed quest. Agency, like choosing which faction to align with, gain influence with, do quests. Okay, yeah, that's kind of how I'd read it as well. I also really enjoyed quests that aren't just for individual characters, similar to AQ quest. Mushnar, great point. We have discussed that in the past and it didn't come up tonight. So I'm going to add for cookies, traveling on the complete opposite side of the world. Excuse me, and then you changed it to. And then Mushnar has quests that aren't just for your individual character, similar to AQ, unlock quests in WoW. When we do our world event or event, what makes a great event, definitely bring this up again, please. Brings the server, faction, community together to all work on the. I was thinking a little bit about saying this more specifically, like you had when we hit on some stuff that ties into this. You'll see it in a little bit. Well, iconic rewards with unique aesthetic, even if they're lower level. Example, Scarab Armor. Series quests, example, Monk Sashes, Ixar class quests. Quests that have you camp something with friends that have other good drops for them. Faction quests where you pick a side, become a member or ally of an NPC guild or faction that will allow players to choose which faction they'd like to align with. Why am I having so much trouble doing that today? Quests with lots of travel like the Staff of the Wheel quest or the Enchanter one with the coins. Upgrade items and abilities further than they were previously via questing. Quests with dynamic turn-in or dialogue conditions with a varying keyword/password so that you actually have to seek out that info instead of being a big fat cheater. I may have added some part of that in there myself. Quests for deity selection and realignment. There we go. Quests with multiple completion stages, example, Sign of Magok, or that even require recruiting others to venture into cities of an enemy faction to obtain something on your behalf. Quests that don't let you brute force the answer. They have cooldowns or penalties for incorrect answers. Let's see. Just tune in. Do you have something about multiple decisions to determine a result? Quest loot. I don't think it necessarily stated quest loot. So we'll look in a second. Don't let me forget that one, cookies. Thinking about some cues from adventure games would be good, where there's puzzles where you figure out how to use items together, either with other bag items or objects in the world, which will give you access to new areas. Let's go through this and see if any of these mention access to new areas. And if not, we'll add that one as well. Don't let me forget those. Quests that make you run around the world should have a deep lore tie-in and not just be wasting your time. Triggered by killing specific mob X times or a boss, the quest that is. Quests that span many levels. Big time sink for big reward. Valuable repeatable quests like Crushbone Belts, which become a good bridge between low and high levels in the economy. Reference: RuneScape's Shield of Erev quest. Attunement quests that require you to visit many zones and consume content so you don't just bypass content in favor of vertical progress or best in slot drops only. Quests with secret completion limit. First 500 players, then it poofs, is replaced by a new quest. Cultural armor from EverQuest with crafting component would be cool if this was quest as well. So the example given there was like the wasn't that the warrior crafted? This one I think of immediately. I guess there are more, huh? I'm a dummy. Mail delivery quests between cities to provide a reason for players to travel. Having... Well, you know what? Not only is that a thank you for the sub, but thank you for the message. It's a really nice message. Mail delivery quests between cities to provide a reason. Oh, and I didn't say your actual name. Scoop them cookies. Thanks. Having it early on when you start awards you with a bag or some sort of expanded inventory. And then we made a bunch of jokes about actually how this could lead to how parcels get delivered and Mailman Nick and stuff like that. Quests that originate, just watch the VOD. Quests that originate from another player. Reference Morrowind's quest logs. Quests that spawn boss or raid encounters that you can schedule on your own time. Quests that originate from a guide / storyteller / GM event. Zodiac quests that can only be completed by characters created in a certain month. Epic quests for the purpose of in-game crafting or trading goals like opening a shop or becoming a salesman instead of player power. Made a note for myself about bartender. There's a reason for that. Quests that take you deep into dungeons, especially if it's somehow helping other players complete a task they're on. We had a note. It was semi-quest related. Basically, the ability to set yourself out as a hireling, you know, be a player, mercenary. Non-repeatable quests that awards powerful consumable items that you never want to use and then end up having in your bag for months waiting on the right time to use them. Crafting that uses time. The longer it ferments or distills, the better quality it is. Not quest related necessarily, but a cool idea. So link quests to AA or talent progression tiers. Essentially unlocking tiers once you hit them by having to do quests. Trigger permanent illusion until completion or be forced to say funny sentences until completed. Quests for iconic armor sets because players love looking cool looking armor sets and they're really useful from a gameplay point of view. Dungeon quests that give you temporary items for that specific dungeon. Account-based one-time quests. Escort or defend the crafter style dungeon quest. Final Combine. In the example, Final Combine would use like the Dragon's Heart, but you would be down there protecting them, etc. Kind of eventy, but yeah. Good quests usually have a prerogative or predicament of an original but independent party. Combine that with adventure and you have yourself a good quest. More trade skill forges and dungeons that are part of quests. Lore-based quests that give lore items to learn more about the universe. Quests that temporarily increase the power of NPCs in the area. Forge armor for guards, etc. Maybe an outpost is evacuated during the night unless guards are reinforced is part of that. It's funny, this got me kind of also thinking about the sort of AQ style people being involved. Epic quests that allow you to betray your own faction, order, or even class choice. Quests that lead to transformations like werewolves, vampires, undead, lich, and that's player transformation. Mutually exclusive lore items as rewards. So you're forced to basically pick which way you want to go with it. And that's at the exclusion of the other items. So that may be kind of what you were just mentioning. Epic type quests where you evolve sentient weapons or armor, accomplishing goals set by the item itself to unlock its potential, and works with the thing that we've discussed before. Hint, hint, that was a note from me. Epic quests that have substantial rewards at intervals along the way. Example, Shaman Epic had Shield, Sal Boots, and Epic Spirit Self. Are we going to have opposing factions? Yes, tons. It's going to be a complete and total mess and probably challenging to work out and get right, but oh lord, we're going to have all sorts of fun factions. And your ability to realign and all of that, it's just, it's a must. Epic quests for armor sets with set bonuses. Flavor quests that are just for fun, nothing too serious. No big reward, not a big investment either. Not having all quest rewards be no drop. Quests with specific spawn or win conditions like time of day, season, or when the NPC can be killed. Reference, Tummy Tonics. Zone entry flagging quests. I think, was that Swanee being sarcastic? But still, we're going to keep it. Puts an invisible or not bounty on your head when you become, you then become the target of bounty hunter attacks while adventuring, until you slay enough of them to scare the bounty away or complete another quest to quench the bounty. And that's when we brought up the Kenshi reference. Quests where as you grow in power, it's acknowledged by the guild masters of your class, asking you to train lower level adventurers or asking your advice once you've proven yourself. Quests that can only be issued or completed during a specific season, world event, moon cycle, etc. Only available on a certain day of the week or hours of the day due to the NPC specific schedule, like being off work in a tavern at specific times. Quests heavily tied to factions. You could hide quests behind mobs that everyone starts off KOS to, but if you wanted to farm faction for them, they provide you some unique quests. Absolutely. See previous faction statement. Opposing factions, we've talked about some PvP implications in terms of what we can do where there's both indirect PvP, maybe some play as a monster PvP, and then potentially actual PvP, but factions and opposing factions, more generally speaking, are still very PvE applicable, right? It's you see that with who you're essentially KOS with when interacting in different areas or dealing with different NPCs, so it'd be manipulating those. At a minimum. Quests that unlock distinct NPC responses based on schedule. Yep. Quests that unlock only after raising your relationship with said NPC. Kind of links to the above. Quest lines that serve as a trial to join a specific order, guild, or sub-faction. It's funny, you know you're in MMO like mindset when you always write serve as server. Quests when they're optional and not the only way to progress. Distinct quest lines for each item, if 2 items. Multiple/several different ways to complete the quest. There are different success criteria. There we go. So thinking zone control based on quest turn-ins. You mean like PvP or PvE population? Is the music especially loud for you guys? And if it has been, never feel bad about telling me earlier. I don't have sound ducking on the music at this point, so I'm talking in parallel with it. A quest to obtain scrolls of an ancient language so you can interact with special race of NPCs and use their services. I have no idea what I just did. Okay. Wasn't slobs. Just got here. What did you miss today? You're gonna have to watch a VOD on that one. I just reviewed the whole list and everything as well. What's up, Keeps? Not sure if these were brought up already. Quests that have a great sense of humor. Ah, we've hit on a little bit, but we'll add it more specifically. Little hints of jokes or even puns. And then quests that have philosophy and psychology built into them. Basically, you want stoned NPCs. Like, what if we're all just... What if the universe is just a speck in an atom? I think that's good. That's always fun, Falcor. Badass quest. How about one that takes a lifetime to do when you're done? You don't get any items, but you get a nice long gray beard or long silver hair to show people that you've survived the ultimate quest. Maybe you can somehow rather... You know what? And they say... Maybe there could be somebody random that recognizes you from the past after you complete it and they say, nice. Alright, we're gonna... I'm not gonna type all that in. I'm gonna do this. Love to see a faction war in a zone, kind of like the Hollowshade stuff. Iandera, yes. I did copy paste because it's a good one, but it's long and I wanted to cheat. I did read it out though. Come on, guys. Come here, break. I've been typing for 2 hours. Easter eggs with reference to development or developers. I should not copy paste everything. That's not as fun. That's not as fun. That's not as fun, T-Con. I like to type it. It keeps my fingers busy and it helps it resonate in the noggin. Add some wrinkles to my smooth, beautifully shiny brain. So faction war in zone, that will be in our event. You've retyped all the notes, really? On your own? Habit from work? Is there something we need to know about you, T-Con? I don't know if I should be impressed or worried. You're not going to boil my rabbit, are you? That'll be a reference for people that like Sharon... No, wait. Not Sharon Stone. I'm thinking of a completely different situation with that one. Valcorez, thank you for the prime. Appreciate it. Be very afraid. It is the internet, buddy. It is the internet. You never know. I was thinking Fatal Attraction, but picturing Sharon Stone. All right, so what I'm gonna do real quick. Oh, one-time quests. Before I hop up for 1 second, one-time quests that make you apart from the game's lore. If you are the one, part of the game's lore. Okay, so single shot quests that makes you part of the game's lore. So it's funny. One of the things I love about these types of lists is you can, or at least I've got like this mental sort of picture building where you take some of these bits, you know what I mean? Like, so the thing that Keebs just said, it makes me think of a couple other items that were mentioned up there earlier. You know, it's that sort of thing. So that's why I like the approach of just saying yes to, you know, all of this, as long as it's kind of keeping on topic, blah, blah, blah. You've seen what we've done here. But because some of the stuff where you're like, well, but is that really us? But there's that piece in there that we can pull and attach it to this other piece. And I think that would really work for us. So tell you what, it's 10:10. I'm going to hop up for 2 minutes and go check on Jasmine and make sure the puppy has not driven her completely insane. And then we'll come back and we'll round this bit out and we'll see which small topic we can kind of knock out. 1/3 of these lists will make it, but a lot of this is going to end up being core to y'all's game. Excited to see what happens the next 2 to 4 years. So am I. And yeah, I agree. Not everything can make it, but there's some really fantastic inspiration in here. Good job. Good job. Be right back. All right. What did I miss? So we have this great be right back thing, and I always feel weird using them because it's like, would it be weird if I put this up? Would that, like, do you think that would freak will that freak people out if they come in and they're like, what? Where is he? I'm just not used to production values, guys. It does kind of look like you're offline. Maybe I just need to make it smaller. Maybe I need to do this. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Something like that. Then it's not as easy to read. The guy kind of looks at you. Looks like you. I look like that guy, Nick? Are you being passive aggressive right now? Are you passive aggressing me? Which one? This guy or this guy? I wouldn't mind looking like... Wait, you can't see my freaking cursor? What am I even doing? The snake or the dudes? The man being eaten. Actually, he kind of... Alright, so I can see that, right? So, when this show was going on, people said I look like this guy. I had coworkers call me out. Also because I have like the same expression on my face half the time. He was such a cool character that ended up being so meh. I appreciate that. This is my happy face. Thinking face. Trying to find, does he have is there a single smile in this whole damn thing? Does he not smile once? You're constantly asked if I'm okay. Yeah. People don't ask me if I'm okay. They just look at me kind of scared and run off. I was hoping that I could find him smiling, because then I'd be like, this is my happy face after Nick stubs his toe after passive aggressing me. Only smiles when flaying people. He was not the flayer, but he did burn his child. That is true. Got some mixed sacrifices. Hair's on point. we do share a we do have some commonalities there. You didn't see the revamp Nicholas? Pretty sexy. Get back to typing, T-Con. All right, so it is 10:16. Reminder to look at your long suggestion again, or you can spam it. Let me scroll up. Let me scroll up. Wait. Corpus, where is it? Oh, there it is. Take some cues from adventure games would be good, where there's puzzles where you figure out how to combine and use items. So take cues from adventure games would be good, where there's puzzles where you figure out how to combine / use items either with other bag items or objects, which will give you access to new areas. See, I got you, dog. This song is called Zombieism. So good. It's funny. I didn't realize that Jasmine was watching some movie in there. And I heard some crazy noises and I was like, oh my god, I think she's lost her mind. Killed the dog. And he's chilling out, chewing on his mouse. She's having a good time watching TV. I'm like, okay. It was a lot of fun, T-Con. I will enjoy the puppers and the lady. I appreciate it. See you soon. See you Monday, T-Con. Have a great weekend. Nick says, quests where you may not necessarily get the next step or reward immediately. You may have to wait for some amount of time to pass. Like it. And it's cool because then like maybe you know there's a completion, but then a little bit later you're walking through a town or you're going somewhere and someone comes up and they're just like psst, psst. And that's it. They just make those two sounds and then walk off and you got to figure that shit out on your own. Or Nick the mailman appears. Wife kidnappers are asking for a ransom. $5 million in bitcoins. You get your wife back and we'll unlock your fuel. You guys should add me on Disc or something if you play P99 and want SK to level or Necro PL. Well, hit me up on Discord. Though I gotta admit, I've mainly just been playing on stream lately. I really have been kind of slack, but maybe on the weekends we'll pop on in game without without streaming. Conversely, quests that you might need to complete within a certain time constraint because the item has decay timer. It's so hard to resist the streamer benefits, the twinking and the PLing. I know. 5 million in Bitcoin? I might upgrade to a new wife instead. Damn, Litany. I'm assuming your wife does not watch this stream. Miss Litany? It was just a joke. Certain time constraints because the item has a decay timer or something. Or finish it before sundown. But thank you for the offer, Pirate. Altitis, I've always liked quests where there was a rare drop off regular PvE mob that can trigger a quest or a hard fight in that area. I think that is a different twist on the things we've said so far. So I'm gonna add that. Where there is a rare drop off of regular PvE mob that can trigger a quest or hard fight in the area. Gotcha. Millie, I'm scared to sleep tonight as it might be the end, but it was worth it. I said it. I said it as I typed it and she only laughed. Yeah, she only laughed. Good luck with that. She only laughed as she etched it in mental stone, only to bring it up some point in the future when it is most opportune and devastating. You stocked up on 10-gallon trash bags full of gas. I could have sworn there was a public service announcement that said do not put your gasoline in bags. Americans. Alright, so do you think we can actually, are we going to continue to peck at this a little bit, or do you think we can, damn, there's so good, so many of these. Nice, 4 pages. Do we attempt to do like a quick 30-minute session on pets, mounts, and pack animals? Yes, T-Con, but we do appreciate the assistance. It's actually worked really well. All right, you know what we'll do instead? Let's go over the list of ideas. That way you have time to think about it. Be thinking about these. Here, I'm going to copy this over. Oh, is that the raw one? Yeah, original list. Nick, you're so thorough. That's what we call Nick around the office. Thorough Nick. All right, other conversation ideas. Combat and encounters. Let's break those into 2 now. Combat, encounters, crafting, classes and unique class traits, travel, also banks, and communication, global versus local channels, trade, overall system, the topic of no drop, topic of bind on equip, account bound items, trade bags, trade bag merchants, that's a thing, I'll get into it. quests was today. Tameable creatures, mounts, and pets, and pack animals. Events. And world events. Well, you can also put on here triggered events, GM events. Am I missing any other type of events? Player hosted events. Thank you. Keebs have I know you're super down with the RP. I'm spacing on the name of the game now. But have you been checking out the GTA RP stuff? Seasonal events. Atlas. Man, it was like on the tip of my tongue. Bunny, I still have to watch the video that you posted in Slack, the one you sent me. Every other topic has gotten seasonal, nighttime and daytime variant discussion. Yeah, it'll be a factor in there, I'm sure. Outdoor zone we got. Good job. Cities, PvP, classic style MMOs. What do you mean? And in-game. Should roleplay be a topic, or is roleplay just something that we spot in these different areas? I was talking to you before about having some player run NPCs from the RP world. Still think it can work. I think there's been some stuff that's been coming up. There are some player run things that they've been threading into all sorts of discussions that we're having, and I think there's some real value there. There's a reason why I'm becoming increasingly more curious about like the GTA RP stuff. So AA merit needs its own, maybe tied into classes. What do you guys think about that? In-game in AA or classes and AA? Economic events. It's funny, I almost feel like we've started on events already. That's the next thing you know, we're just start getting into specifics. People who RP like to have a vessel that they can make their own stories in. The more freedom, the better. Yeah. Yeah, Corpus, it is. But it's interesting. It's about finding that right balance, as Keeves just mentioned as well, though, right? Of having systems that allow for a high degree of freedom and agency in how you sort of approach the game, which I think EQ actually did pretty well in some of the examples we're talking about here. But then, so it's not about enforcing roleplay. Yeah, it's about emergent, exactly, Nels. It's about emergent gameplay from the community, as long as they get invested in the world. And it's about having systems that have so much just sort of flexibility and freedom and agency inherent to how the systems are designed or not over designed, that it allows the people that do want to role play a nice canvas, as was said. to be able to do that within. All right, but you guys are starting to get into the event now. So T-Con, you got to bring that. You're going to have to bring it back when we do the events one. Don't let us forget that. Let me reread it though. So it's just, I've already got it in my mind. Rude. Yeah, you have to come back to the stream. That's going to be the rudest thing I say to you tonight. Please come back. What if the economic events had shortages in some things or huge increase in price of players if you had ebb and flow of the world economy? Is this brought on about by current events in the United States? Cam bam. Good idea. So are we basically informally, secretly just sort of starting on the event topic tonight then? Should I go ahead? Do you want me to start writing these down, guys? All right. Just pin it. Okay, you guys keep notes on this. Bring them. So, all right, let's do a poll on which one to do next. We can do one on Monday. We'll do one of these on Monday. Today's Thursday, so I'll be back on Monday. You guys need to get here early, though. Which of these... Do you think combat and class is 2 to 3 session each? They'll probably be intense. So type in chat. You've got them listed right here if you can read them. We got combat, encounters, crafting, classes, travel, and communication, trade, tameable creatures, mounts and pets, events, cities, PvP, what is a classic style MMO, and in-game. You guys throw it in chat. I'll see what comes up. If it comes up, then we can do a poll on it if there's no clear... I think there's a big difference though. It's more socially acceptable and less nerdy to roleplay as real life people as opposed to elves and shit. Maybe. I get the point that you're making though. Especially with voice over IP, but not so much with text. All right, so we got crafting. We got votes for crafting, classes, PvP, city, the creatures. So those 5, is that it? Should I make a poll with those 5? In game? It's only going to give me, it only allows me to do 5 responses. So we're going to go with the first 5. Raise and force voice filters for in-game VoIP would be funny. Cities. What regards to roleplay? In regards to roleplay, what about some sort of character mark system for accomplishments of a character? Inspect a character, see certain quests they've completed. Roleplay marks from other players. It's not a bad idea. It's always nice to allow some sort of acknowledgement of good work. All right, I'm going to set up the poll now. I'm going to go with the first 5 that we had here. We had crafting, classes, PvP, cities, creatures, mounts, and stuff. When we put this up here, I'm going to badger you guys to actually participate in the poll. All right, and it will be a 10-minute poll. Classes, crafting, PvP, cities, pets. All right, we have some participation today. I kind of like putting the poll up here. Gives you something to look at. Good participation today. Good job. Classes at 6. Crafting 1. PvP 0. Cities 1. Pets, mounts, etc. 2. Classes creeping up with 2 more. Classes looking pretty definitive. Too soon for classes. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this one goes. I do agree. Was it TCon? Yeah, that said 2 to 3 sessions each on that. So it'll be really, really interesting to see. What I think is going to happen with the classes discussion is it's going to be a massive brain dump. Right? It's just going to be like so much random shit. And then it's just going to be a huge pile for us to then, I think, you know, we can go through it and see what the major themes are that come out of that. And that will probably define the subtopics that we dig into. Zitty. Correct. So but you never know. One of these other topics may creep up. I don't know how many people are actually watching, but there may be enough of you to sway the balance of things here. We have 8 people want to check out classes. 2 people want to check out crafting. 1 person is on PvP now. 3 on cities. 3 on pets, mounts, etc. Now keep in mind, I could always just overwrite this. I could just say, we're going to talk about events. But could you sum up what you guys have decided so far with classes, or it's still unknown? Or is it still so unknown it's just Holy Trinity and nothing else decided? There have been some decisions made. This one may actually be a good one for us to experiment with the Discord phone in or whatever, Nick. Might be a good one for you to be just on here, actually on here for, because then I can read shit out and like type it in or whatever. But then you can also speak to some of the stuff that we've been talking to as well. 9 for classes. Cities is peaked up with 5. So yeah, if we want to do that on Monday, then we may want to have a little test stream sometime over the weekend to see if my stuff breaks. I think a majority wants something other than classes, so let's just eliminate that in a new poll. Democracy in action. Keith said we want to talk about cities and all the wonderful uses they can have. Think about how we're always talking about how underused cities are in MMOs. This is your chance. Boo for classes. We're always going to be there. Vote cities. Well, you know what? I respect the campaigning. Add all votes to cities that are not classes. I don't think that's how things work, buddy. This timeline's slowly ticking down. Is that it? Is that all the people that are going to participate? I know you're trying keeps. Good job, buddy. $50% participation, not bad. Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. BMC. Thank you for the Prime. Appreciate it. All of you that fire over the Prime or subscribe or have been subscribing, appreciate it a ton. Yeah, absolutely. I know you don't have to. It's nice to not have to see the commercials on the way in, I think. That's probably, that makes it worth it on its own. Honestly, you know, I think for us, one of the best ways to get a support is just get the word out, let people know about the website. They don't necessarily have to be in the stream. I get it. It's several hours of your day or whatever. But yeah, just get the word out. Let people know if you think the project looks cool, if you like our approach, if you like what we're doing here in terms of being open and things like that. For us, one of the biggest challenges that any game has, aside from just making the game, is building that community and building hype, and getting the word out. That's why historically marketing is such a huge cost. And on the topic of community, while we're waiting on this poll to wrap up and while I'm running out the clock so I can go play with my puppy, the general, like, the vibe in here, I've got to say, guys, thank you so much for being cool. There's so little negativity. People, the participation that, that we have in this is just completely outstanding. But people are pretty chill. I love that. It's so funny that it's been like ultra rare since we started this to have people come in and just like be jackasses or something. The literal couple that have got banned pretty quick. But yeah. All right. So it looks like classes, y'all. Looks like classes. Cities was second. We'll let that run out a bit. So we'll keep it in mind for next week. On Monday, you're only negative to the classes votes. Make it -9. Was there a notepad for this topic? You arrived late. Yeah. So there is a nice Google Doc. We have the other ones as well. One of the questions that came up earlier, I think it was Litany or somebody had asked about us potentially just exposing these and having links available. And that's something we may be able to do, and then have it be comment only or whatever, and kind of see how that rolls and see if we got to change access or something at some point. So we'll look into that over the weekend. Nick and I we'll talk within the team and kind of see how we want to do that, and then you guys have that to check out. That makes sense. Cities is creeping up with 6. So in theory, you have this purple amount of time left to blast 3 more votes on the cities and make it a runoff. Grix, This was another good one. I thought maybe it'd be a shorter topic, but we definitely went for the duration on it. So definitely check out the VOD. I want to consider putting them in Git for PR's change tracking if Markdown is enough formatting wise. Let me ask the folks. Fishing quest did not get on here, being added right now. Let me ask the folks and see what they think. Because I know a few people have experience with public facing like Google Docs and Sheets and stuff, so we may be okay there. Classes has won with 10 votes. Fishing quests. There you go, Grix. Came in at the last minute. Good stuff. All right. So we have wound down for tonight. I think tonight, or I think right now is as good a time as any to wrap this thing up. Thank you a ton for your participation tonight. Another great one. We'll see how combat goes. Like I said, I've got the feeling that what's going to wind up happening is we're going to get a bunch of themes, and then we'll turn those into separate discussions, but then we'll probably bounce out for away from combat, knock out one of the other themes, and then come back into some combat themes, but then we'll have a list of those themes. If that sounds good to you, cool. We'll see you Monday. See you, Brex, Corpus, Litany, you're welcome. Thank you for the participation. You guys have a fantastic weekend. Like I said, if you enjoyed it, let your friends know. Show up on Monday. You know what time. 8 p.m. my time. You can look on the schedule thingy. See how that converts for you. And please share the website to your communities and friends and guilds and all that good stuff. See you on Monday.